Hey lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video we're going to learn how to make this African map dress. So if that's what you're interested in, please stay tuned and watch till the end of this video. Thank you. So starting off, I already went ahead to fold my fabric into 4. Now at the other edge where my fabric is not unfold, I'm going to mark out 1.5 inches as my shoulder slope, and at my folded edge I'm going to mark my neck width. This case I think mine was 3.75. So I'm going to connect my shoulder slope now to my neck width. So at my shoulder slope, I'm going to mark out my sleeve width of 11 inches. So after sewing and everything, it's going to sum up to 10 inches. Now at my folded edge, I'm going to mark out my front length, and in this case mine was 18 inches, and I'm just going to rule out broken lines at that point. So at that line, I'm going to mark out the largest part of my body divided by 4 plus 2 inches. So for example, if the largest part of your body is 40 inches, you divide it into 4, which is going to give you 10 plus 2 inches, that is going to make it 12. So now I'm going to mark that same figure down to the length of my gown, and I'll connect with a straight line. After connecting, I'm going to cut that out. So as you can see, I did not cut out exactly on my chalk line, and that is because I'm working with an old measurement of my client, so I was just trying to be on a safer side in case she has added more weight. So it's not compulsory, you can cut out your chalk line. So going back to my folded edge, I'll go down by 1 inch for my neck depth. This is because I'm cutting the back and front neck depth together. We'll later go on to separate them, but just for now, I'm just cutting them together. So I'm just going to shape that out and cut out my shoulder slope. After that, I will use a chalk to indicate the wrong sides of my fabric, and I'm going to separate the two pieces. Now this part is going to be for the front. Now we're going to shape out the front neckline. So we'll be using our chest line measurement to get our front neck depth, and after calculating, mine summed up to 8 inches. Now I'm going to use a straight rule to connect from my neck width to that point to give it sort of like a triangle shape. I'll be cutting that out, and I'll go ahead to cut out facing for my front and back piece. So you can either use a bias strip to join in the neck part or just cut out facing. Now I'm just going ahead to cut out my pocket, and my pocket is usually 10 by 10 inches, and I'll just shape the bottom part so that it will form sort of like a U shape, because I don't normally use square shaped pockets. That is for my inner pocket. So after that, I'm going to place my palm to make sure that it fits properly, and I'll keep that aside. Moving on, I'll be joining the shoulders of my front and back pieces together. So I'm not sewing any other thing down, just joining the shoulders. So I'll go over to my machine and join it with 0.5 inches. At this point, I'm just showing you how I join my sleeve band. So I cut out a strip of 2 inches, and I placed the right side of my strip facing the wrong side of my fabric, and I sew it down so that when I flip over, it's going to face the right side of my main fabric. Now at the other edge of my strip, I fold it in with 0.5 inches so that when I flip, it's going to have a neat finish. Just take a look at what I'm doing in the video. I explained it in my last kimono tutorial. So now I'm going to use a hemming gum to seal it in place. Then I'll take over to my machine to sew down to give it a clean finish. Now moving over to our map, I gave my local artist at my area a piece of paper of 14 by 14 inches length and width. So I just told him that I wanted my map to fit into that 14 by 14 inches, and this is after he mapped it out. He even went ahead to cut it out for me, and I find that really helpful. So I'll be placing the initial piece of paper I gave to my artist on my material. So excuse the space, I just wanted that circle part to be inside the map, so I had to shift my paper upwards so it can fit. Now if your fabric is just one single design, so there's no need to like do all those plenty things, just place and cut out. After cutting it out, I'll go ahead to iron stay on the wrong side of my fabric to give it more weight. I don't know if you can cut it into two, and so I thought that that is going to be stressful since it has like different sharp edges on the corners. So I just gummed stay on it, and that's all. Now I'm going ahead to pin down my map. This is after gumming stay on it. After that, you use a soldering iron to shape out your map. So if you don't have a soldering iron, you can just use your razor or scissors, but don't forget to burn the edges with a lighter. So you are going to fold your fabric into two and iron it out so you have a sharp edge at the middle, and you will also fold your map into two, and just you can decide to iron it out. I just followed my paper to mark out the middle, because you are going to be placing the center of the map on the center of your fabric, so you can see the line at the center of my fabric. After that, I'll come down from my neckline with 3 inches just so that I can center the map. It will not be like, so it won't be close to the neck part. So I'll go ahead to start my map on that 3 inches I came down from my neck by. So I'll place the map, center of the map, center of my fabric. Now I'm just going ahead to take out my pins from my map. Now you can see I'll place everything and just make sure everything is smooth and nice. So when I'm placing, you can see that I'm using my hand to smoothen my fabric so it will not have any bulky parts. Better still, just iron your fabric before doing this part. After that, you take to your ironing table and use your hemming gum to secure in place. Now you don't just go ahead to take out your entire pin. You take them out one by one and place your hemming gums just so that it will remain in one, like the position you pin them down, that's the position is going to remain while you are ironing. So when you iron one part, you take out another pin, iron that part, take out another pin, iron that part. When you are done, you take to your machine and stitch it down. So after stitching it down, I'm just going ahead to outline my map with stones, and trust me guys, this made a huge difference. So instead of the map just being there plain, this made it come out like stand out more, and it gave it some sort of like a glitter finish. So this is going to take a bit of your time, but trust me, it is worth it. Now take a look at the after result and tell me it doesn't make a difference. Now at this point, I already folded my hemline, and I'm just trying to mark out where I'm going to be adding my tassels. Now I'm using 1 dozen of tassels. As you can see, I'm calculating it 5 at the front, 5 at the back, and 1 for each of the sides, so that will like amount it to 12. So make sure 1 is at the center, so at that center line 1 must always be there. After marking it out, I'm going to shift it upwards as you can see me doing in the video, and just follow the same mark. So I'm just duplicating it at the back piece, so everything is going to follow one straight line.